Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Off the Line Racing. We are back for round 2 of the PC tier as we get ourselves going here. What has been the highly anticipated, something that's been worked on very, very hard, and a lot of work and effort has been put into this, getting this PC tier up and running. It's round 2, and of course, we get ourselves over to the mighty Suzuka circuit with its 18 turns, 10 to the right and 8 to the left, 5.807 kilometres to navigate. That Sector 1 is dangerous. You need to stay well away from those curbs, away from those apexes. You hit them, you can send yourself absolutely flying. But nevertheless, I'm quite excited to be here and to see what the drivers can do here for the PC tier. My name is Corey Brooks, one of your two commentators for this evening. Join with me in the comms booth is the one and only Ricky Chiado. How are we doing, mate?
Yeah, excellent. Looking forward to this one. PC tier round 2, and quite a few new drivers as well from who didn't get the chance to race last week. They're now racing tonight. Suzuka, a tricky track. A lot of drivers complaining about the curbs in Sector 1. It can spit you out, and it does look. Even in the first sort of 5 seconds, the clouds seem to have appeared over the track. So, are we going to get mixed conditions in qualifying? Are we going to get them in the race? Definitely a lot can happen at Suzuka. Qualifying, though, absolutely crucial to a good result in the race.
Absolutely. Qualifying is massive here. There's only one DRS zone, only one place to overtake. Realistically, there's a lot of turns, some slow speed corners, some flat out corners. The hairpin as well in Sector 2, potentially a hot spot for overtaking, depending on how drivers attack that. But as I say, we are now trackside. The clouds are starting to flood over. Was looking a little blue in the back though, but now clouds start to flood the sky. Shall we see bit of a mixed condition in qualifying? These first laps are going to be absolutely crucial. But I'll get us on board with Dobbo. Now the Haas driver leading there just in front of the Red Bull. You see them ghosting, the collisions are off. We get rid of that nasty slipstream advantage. Any of those nasty 5-place penalties. But in the race, that slipstream certainly becomes a tool to use as a weapon. But if an unnecessary 5-place advantage gets slapped on you, or a disadvantage gets slapped on you, that will not happen here. Collisions are off, cars can just ghost through each other, although it can be quite a distraction to have a car on the racing line.
Yeah, and Adjaman, who is in fact leading the whole field here, finished P2 last week behind Gacha. And it's quite interesting. A lot of drivers coming out early already, which, although, of course, the lobby gets reset, this to me implies that there could be weather on its way because, I don't know, a lot of people around here, the track does tend to get better quite quickly. So, yeah, I mean, it's either the fact that they can use all their sets of tyres or we do have some mixed conditions on the way and they just want to get a banker down straight away.
Well, certainly it does open the door. We can only guess and pray on what can happen, but the sky's looking darker and darker by the second. We're on board with Adjaman though. He crosses the line, starts off with the first banker lap. This could be crucial as that sky darkens. Could it be the time to beat? Will the weather certainly play a factor in this qualifying session, or are they just getting out early to, like you say, burn away all those sets of tyres they have at their disposal? I don't know if Adjumant's on a lap. Is this 2 laps? He's not deploying there. You see the flashing light. The recharge was on in Sector 1, so certainly saving the battery there. Trying to use the engine power only to get through Sector 1, maybe make it easy so you don't drop it a little. The curbs are dangerous, but now coming into Sector 2, Degner disposed of. Gets up to the hairpin just before 200R. I wonder if things are going to get interesting here. Some drivers have been struggling for traction out of that hairpin also. You know, just lighting up those rear tyres because you're coming out so slowly and you're trying to get your speed back on, trying to get that throttle and maximise the grip. Very easy to light up those rears. We're coming through Spoon now. Again, another corner that's infamous for running you wide and invalidating your lap, especially as you get on your entry through 13. Just follow it found in 14 and then you get yourself onto the back stretch. Sector 2 done and dusted for Adjoman as he comes around 130R, the more famous corner where Alonso kept his foot absolutely flat to the floor and knew that he would brake because he has a wife and kids at home. But nevertheless, we come around the final turn, crossing the line. It's a 28.3 to start us off, so not too bad. Some pace there from the Red Bull.
We've got a house crossing, and then we've got Red Devil. His first ever lap in off the line racing, and he goes a 27.4, so a big marker there. Of course, a new driver in off the line racing, Red Devil. We've got a new driver in Dobbo, a new driver in the Fizz, and also Robstat and Cotello, first time races tonight. So, like I say, a completely different grid from last week, but they're here, and they're not here to just make the numbers up. They're here to win.
Oh, that's what we love to see. You see Cotello, as you mentioned him, the new driver, certainly going up to the front of the field so far early on in qualifying. Cotello, P2 so far, 27.6. So certainly it has the pace to potentially close down on Red Devil there. Another new driver driving here tonight in the PC tier. So it's nice to see these new drivers coming in, getting involved in what could be a huge change in OTLR, you know, having these separate tiers. Now you have your console crossplay, and now we've got the PC tier going here and now. Round 2 could certainly bring some interesting battles, of course. When we take a look at the standings at the restart, we can get a little bit more in depth with who's currently leading. What I can't say Gacha though is
such a strange track in some regard, isn't it? I mean, like, so many people don't like it. I feel like if this track was laser scanned, I really do think it'd be one of the favorites because that Sector 1 is just magical. You know, in real life, obviously the drivers, they mention that it's one of their favorite tracks in terms of just driving. So it's not hard to see why, but online and certainly on F1 24, it's just so it just doesn't bode right, does it? The fact that you can use some curves and not other curves, it's all a bit...
It's all a bit up in the air, isn't it? You can't really trust yourself.
Yeah, it's a little bit RNG, isn't it? In some sense.
Yeah, it's like it's just been slapped together. The handling model on this game isn't hacking it too well. It wasn't too bad, like last game, if I remember, for the curbs, but this game it's just undrivable to hit those apexes in Sector 1. Which you say is such a shame. Coming through the snake, it's such a lovely feel. And when you're absolutely flat to the floor, then you just ease off through the corner, let the car roll in, you get that feel for it. It's certainly lovely to get right and to nail that lap. It brings a sense of satisfaction, to say the least. And yeah, like you say, you just can't get anywhere near the apexes this time. We're on board with Nadir, who's stayed well and truly clear of those apexes until he comes up to Dunlop Curve, and you see there just running over the apex slightly. But now as we get through Degner, you can get yourself on the curbs a little bit more and use those apexes. But Sector 1, certainly stay away from them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what the poll time was last night so we can have a little bit of a comparison. Yeah. So if you just bear with me for 1 second, I will get that time up for you.
Well, I'm still on board with Nadir. He's the only one currently doing a timed lap. Everybody else going to the pits or are in the pits or are on the out laps. But Nadir's certainly sending some speed down that back straight. Is this going to be a purple Sector 2? It is not. But potentially could have been a purple Sector 1. We saw it flash on the screen, but is it true? That's what we would like to know. Now into the final turns, Casio Triangle and the last curve. Around we go. Open that DRS for that short amount of burst, and it's only good enough for P10 at 28.8. So it's not the lap that they were looking for today. Orfelt, though, I believe, is either starting a lap. He's starting a lap, so the timer is going down. Here we go into Sector 1. Into the first corner, round we go. Now this is where you need to stay wide, clear. Oh, just colour. Oh, really went on the bed of the apex. So you saw the snap, the rear just not hacking it too much.
We've got a black screen. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, so it was a 27.189 last night from Lugi. So yeah, there are a couple of attempts off that, but the track it is beginning to look a little dark.
Orfelt there, sliding, just beats it on the curbs, coming out of Degner 2 slightly, now into the hairpin. I wonder how the power's going to fare for him, runs on that apex a little, so you can, again, it's only Sector 1, you need to worry about it. Everywhere else, the drivers are very casually using as much of the track as they can, but Sector 1, they're staying well and truly clear. Coming through Spoon now, still on board with the Mercedes Orfelt. Could this be a time to get in contention for pole position? Still 9 minutes to go. A lot of time yet for some drivers to set their qualifying laps. Still only halfway through. So you can get in, change your tyres, get back out again. Plenty of time for that one. Orfelt, though, looking very squared away in the third sector. Can they hold it, though, through the Casio Triangle and the final curve? Get the power down.
Loose on the rear. Yeah, it's a solid bank. It's nothing fancy. Agerman is someone on the move. He's just about up on his time, coming up to 130R through Sector 3. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him, but we won't pay too much attention to that as he heads in towards the Casio Triangle. And yeah, this is where the time is. All about the braking point. Get that car rotated in, back on the power as early as you can. And it's a decent increase. He moves up to P5. A lot of time on the table for the Red Bull.
There is still a lot of time to be gained there for Agerman. Like you say, he's still 8 tenths away from Red Devil, and Red Devil certainly could potentially improve that lap. He is on his out lap now, looking to improve on that pole time. Potentially doesn't feel safe there, but so is Coletto. Coming into Sector 1 now on the timed lap. Can this be the lap to beat Red Devil, drop him down just that one position and secure that pole position? Races can be won from pole here in Suzuka. You only really need to defend out of that DRS straight coming down the pit straight. This lucky is currently up just under half a tenth coming out of Sector 1.
Gacho's flying here in Sector 3. This is going to put him in the top 4. It's in fact P2 on his first proper lap. So that's a solid lap from the championship leader. And this is the thing, Corey. It's okay having a good race last week. It counts for nothing if you don't follow it up this week. It really does. So Gacho, Agerman, and I think was it Hako who got a podium as well.
It was indeed, yeah.
These drivers have really got to follow it up. Otherwise, it's sort of going to damage last week's achievements.
Absolutely, they need to get back on it, need to try and score those points. Coletto currently up by a tenth, just over a tenth, coming into the Casio Triangle now. Like you say, this is where the time is. Will we see any sort of improvement here? More improvement. Is Coletto on for pole position, coming down towards the line, crosses it. No, lost out in the Casio Triangle. He lost it. Yeah, he lost it all. That's unfortunate, though, for the McLaren driver. The new driver looking to potentially steal pole. Could have been that good first performance needed, but still 6 minutes to try again. Get yourself back around, get back in the pits, fresh tyres. You've got one more attempt yet.
Yeah, no, this is what this is something that I like about the lobby reset is by now you wouldn't have seen these drivers coming out twice because they would have done one run. The glitch
P5, yeah. Glitch.
You know, they would have done one run earlier on and then one at the end, saving a set of the softs for the race. Whereas now they can go all out attack and just absolutely smash lap times. So this is what it was about.
Red Devil
does improve a tenth and a half. That puts him into 27.3. That's giving him a little bit of leeway. He's looking a little bit comfortable here, and these drivers behind will have to step up their game if they want to get involved on the front row.
Certainly will. I'm currently got us on board with Banana, who's just started. Got it out of Sector 1 now, coming through Degner 2 up towards the hairpin. Banana, we've seen in some spicy battles in round 1. What can they retaliate here in Japan? Can they get themselves in contention and help out their current teammate who is leading the standings, like you say, Gacha? The race victor currently sits there in P2 this qualifying session. Had a race victory last time out, scored some good points. Banana also got some points and extended them in the constructors ever slightly. So, again, the team to watch here, Alpine. Drivers to watch, Gacha, Red Devil, Cotello. This could go anywhere now. Banana 2/10 up on their current time. This could be contention to jump ahead of their teammate here. Getting into the Casio triangle. All about the exit here. Try and get that power on early. Try and get the throttle and the momentum powering down towards the line. Drain the battery. It's P3 just behind. 300ths off exactly from their teammates. The Alpines, a very strong team so far in the PC tier.
Yeah, but it's a good improvement, and it's an improvement where he'll know that there's time to go. There's time to, where he can push it more. So this is what qualifying is all about. It's all about just putting in a banket, slightly improving it, and then on your final run, just absolutely smashing it, leaving it nothing on the table. It's a good start to the qualifying for Alpine. I know Banana last week did not have the best of races. His teammate did, and that is definitely something that he wants to put right this week. He has said that in the chat. He wants a much better performance. And a 2-3 for Alpine, a 4-5 for McLaren. And Agerman, well out of place. If we go back to last week, he was right up there at Zandvoort. Today, it's down in P9, so it just shows you when the track suits you, these drivers have got the pace. When it doesn't, they're nowhere.
Absolutely. It's, of course, that Sector 1 as well. It's going to catch out a lot of drivers that are used to throwing it over the curbs. They're not going to be able to do that here. They've got to reinvent the racing line and run it a little bit wider. Some people may be struggling with that, just trying to get to terms with the grip limits. And you can see the distance from Ajoman to Paul. Like you say, he was within contention last week. He was well up there fighting with them. And he's just short here today by almost a second now. 9/10 separating them, over 9/10 separating them.
Yeah, 9/10 is a lot. But saying that, I mean, he's had a smelly first sector as Agerman, just pushing slightly too much. But he's out early here. He's this is an early time. He's 6 times down. He cannot pit and
stinky out of Degner as well.
Yeah, he cannot pit here and go back out. There's just not enough time. So he's gonna have to put the brakes on here and hope he's got enough fuel to go again.
Yeah, he certainly has. There's no way it could be slight improvement from that 28. You never know. It's not the best time. It's decent banking to get on there, but compared to your rivals in the 27s, he could still technically be up on time and be trying to push to get that in. We'll find out in a minute when he finishes Sector 2. Oh, excuse me. As we come down the back stretch now, he will finish Sector 2. Is he up on time? No, he's down on time. So he's either pushing to get back to the pits, but again, he's not going to have the time.
No, he's not got the time. He's
still setting the lap.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just hoping really, but
no, he's dived in. Yeah, there he is.
That's it. That's his qualifying done. So yeah, I did think he went out a bit early. The drivers who are out on track now on their out laps are absolutely in the right place. I mean, even if you're in the pit now and you can leave now, you've still got time. But you're going to have to be sort of out of the garage, like the likes of Craggy and Nada. Sort of, you need to be out of the pit lane now. I don't think Nada's got enough time.
I don't think any of them have got enough time now. Like they're in the pit lane.
1:30. He's going to have to fly around here just to get around. So he's going to be on the bubble. So he will be the last one to cross the line if he can get there in time.
I think that's the Fizz who's come out. It is. But he's nowhere near got enough time.
No, the Fizz will be fine. He's currently going up to Kobayashi.
That's Craggy. Sorry, Craggy's come out. He's nowhere near got enough time. He's left that well too late. Craggy's out.
Craggy's the one who's left it too late. Yeah, it's his teammate will be fine. So watch out for Craggy because he might be starting P11 or 12 down here. Julian Prince hasn't shown anything of what we know his pace is like. Watch out for him to improve. All felt the same. Although he's on a flying lap, question mark.
I'm on board with PW Jones, who's Currently just about to finish Sector 1. See if there's any improvement there. There is half a tenth found there as we get into Degner and out of Degner 2. See, that did look fairly quick on the entry, really throwing the car into that right-hander. Now as we get into the hairpin.
Allfeld's 3 tenths up, so he's a provisional P11 right now without without the chicane. This is where you'll gain the time. He could be fighting Craggy here for P8.
He's still got half of his lap to go. This improvement certainly well within reach for Allfeld.
Not quite. Couple of temps shy.
Still on board with Jonesy to see what he's going to do out of second sector. Is there any more improvement there? There is. There's a tenth and a half. So as it stands, will jump ahead of Glitched Hen, but Glitched is on a lap.
Red Devil's flying. Red Devil is 2 tenths up in sector 1.
Oh my word. PW Jones comes to the line. Where will it put him? It does put him ahead of Glitched Hen. Only just, but Glitched is on a lap. Red Devil, as you say, 2 tenths up. Just under 2 tenths now as we come into Spoon Curve.
Yeah, Gacho's down on his time, but it was all about the chicane for Gacho. It's Red Devil is the one on the mission. He's the one moving, and if anything, it's looking like he's gonna. He's 2 tenths up coming up to the Cashew Triangle. So Red Devil in that V carb is the one to beat. Gacho did not improve.
Glitched isn't going to improve either. Glitched is not improving.
It's only Red Devil. Red Devil's the only one improving.
Red Devil comes across the line to extend that pole position by 2 tenths, a 27, just under a 27-1. Wow, that's asserting some dominance. Almost 4.5 tenths clear. Almost 4.5 tenths clear of his rival, Gacha, who is the driver's standing leader as it stands. Allfeld, though, still on a lap. He's currently down, not going to improve. I think that's qualifying done. That is. Nadir comes over the line, doesn't improve. That is it.
It is. And in the end, Craggy didn't lose that many positions, but what a lap by Red Devil. In his debut, is that the difference between somebody who likes Japan and people who don't? Because 5 temps is huge.
That is massive. That is huge for Red Devil. He's certainly comfortable here in Suzuka Circuit. Certainly finds that time where a lot of drivers have been struggling. We've seen a lot of invalidations here tonight. But there you go. Just under 4.5 tenths separating Red Devil from his current rival, Gacha. Gacha leading the driver standings. Although P2 still in with a good points finish and will further extend that lead if they can follow it through in the Grand Prix. And Banana, the teammate, making it a 3rd position. So, getting there to potentially help the teammate off the start. Could happen for Banana. Team tactics, certainly something to play. They have the constructors at hand with the way the Alpines are going. Certainly a strong team. Cortello, new driver, P4. Looking good, looking good. Outdoing some fairly fast drivers that we've seen out here. Glitched Hen, we saw battling last season for championship. Has had a bit of a stinker here. They're not on that front row like we're used to seeing him. But it's all to play in the Grand Prix. It's all yet to come. I shall bring us back to the commentator's booth just while we have a quick little chat and we get that lobby restart underway. Who's your eyes on, Ricky? Who do you think is going to go for it here? Who's your victor? I mean, Red Devil's certainly looking strong. What do you see happening?
Well, the start of the race looks like it's going to be bright. So, I mean, it's hard to not say Red Devil based off 5 temps, but there's a couple of drivers behind that we know have got pace and strategy could come into it, especially when you've got the 2 Alpines behind. So I'm gonna say that. Do you know what? I think Gacha's gonna do it again.
Yeah, see, I'm sort of leaning that way. I've seen Red Devil drive a lot. He's very fast, very talented, knows how to drive. He's patient also. He can wait for his opportunities. So when Gacha gets there in the mix and they're fighting away, scrapping it out, it wouldn't surprise me to see Red Devil back off and concede positions in certain situations to get the benefit later on. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the drivers to retire. But I have to say, I mean, I love watching the drivers.
I love this
funny. The guys, everyone likes just doing the old retire run, don't they?
Yeah, I love that. When there's some people just floor it off the line, let it go. Oh, look at that! Who was that? Oh,
Yeah.
the Red Devil straight into it. Wow, that was lovely.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the race restarts are always the best for us.
Yeah,
We
the
have,
race
we have a
restarts
proper
are
good
funny.
laugh here. Yeah. We can take a quick look at the standings while we're sat here waiting for things to end and we can get the restart up
Yeah,
and running. But as you know, Gacha won last time out with our Joe man, the Red Bull, who didn't do too well in qualifying today. P11, or was it? It was lower than that, I believe. Was struggling in the Suzuka circuit here tonight. But we like to say we know he's got pace. We know he's certainly capable of getting up there and bringing the fight to Gacha. Hako got that podium last time out, as we mentioned. No, again, not doing too well in this qualifying, but don't count them out. Anything can happen in a Grand Prix. Latso, Aston Martin in fourth. PW Jones here tonight, one of the drivers who was potentially looking fairly fast in that 27 mark, although we've seen some drivers struggling to break that 27 time barrier. Banana again getting up to P3 just behind his teammate Gacha, sits there in 6th in the standings. Julian Prince, a driver we know's got some pace, but he's just not, again, made the most of it here in qualifying today. Puccied, Orfel and Peter finishing off your top 10. BG not here tonight, neither is Daniel Hoyland to go from 10 and go from 11 and 12. Craggy, a driver that was expected to fall down positions in qualifying, but just stayed in that top 10 by the skin of his teeth. P9 in qualifying tonight. We'll have to see what they can do to get some points on the board. Currently, no points from P11 downwards, as we've only had the one round. So Nadia, again, another driver I've seen have some pace. Didn't do qualifying well either. Down at the bottom there, P14 starting out tonight. Matt, Rob Starr, Lucozzi, Tom H and Spark finishing off the 19 we currently have. Only 15 here tonight, unless we get the number 16 we are expecting in the lobby restart. Went on to the constructors. Alpine leading there by quite a margin, 14 points after one round. That's not a bad display for them. Like I say, keep your eye on that Alpine team. They are very, very strong. You've got Banana and you've got Gacha, two very quick, talented drivers. And of course, qualifying today certainly proved that. But the new driver, Red Devil, come in and asserted a little bit of a dominance in his V-Carb. V-Carb down there in 6th in constructors could certainly do with the points to get themselves back up there. Red Bull in 2nd, Mercedes 3rd, Aston Martin 4th, Williams in 5th, the V-Carbs, like I mentioned, 6th. Kick Sauber, Ferrari, McLaren and Haas finishing off the constructors there. We've got to say, Alpine looking strong, but it is only round 2. A lot can happen as we have, 9 rounds to go? 8 rounds to go after this one? No, it is 9, isn't it? Yeah. We have 11.
Yeah, 9 after this. There's a break next week, and then there's, and then we're back at Mexico, so.
To be said, I could also pull up the calendar though. So you can see, no racing next week. Back in Mexico, Abu Dhabi, Australia, Canada. I'm excited for Canada. That's certainly...
Interesting quality though, isn't it? With the Fizz not doing that great, and then
yeah, some drivers have been struggling. I've got to say, Lanky in the chat saying Pole to win it. Get it out of the way before the legit race. Ooh.
P. Jones glitched.
So as Ricky sets the grid, I'm excited to see Canada. That's one of the races I'm excited to see. I don't know, Montreal always adds a bit of spice. Track limits can certainly catch some people out. Sector 1 as well, you've got that fast chicane. A lot of people cut that just a bit too much, picking up those warnings. 3 and you get that 3-second strike added to your name. Can certainly damage a lot of your races, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see some wet in Canada. Wouldn't surprise me if we see a bit of a mixed condition here today in Suzuka either.
No, there's not. There's it's fully dry conditions, so.
Oh, fully dry.
Yeah, it's fully dry. Yep, for the race, fully dry. We're just going to be putting on the collisions and everything, and we should be good to go.
Looking good with 15 drivers in the lobby, so we will not see the 16th that we was expecting tonight, but still, nevertheless, it is Suzuka. Some drivers, like you say, they don't like it, so they've opted not to race tonight. It is early in the season. It's not what you want to see. You want to see everybody on the grid, get everybody up and running, everybody going nice and bonny. There's points. Early points are vital. to say the least. It can certainly set you up towards the end of the season if you didn't get those points early on, and they are very much needed towards the later stages. You're going to be kicking yourself in the end.
I believe we are good to go.
That's what we like to hear.
I will do a final grid check.
The grid.
Make sure everybody's in the right position. So we got PW James Glitch.
So yesterday we saw mixed conditions. It was very, very wet to start off with. Well, I wouldn't say very wet. It was wet to start off with, but today you get to see Suzuka, nice and dry. Nice
We are
and
good to
warm
go.
and dry.
Yeah.
Okay, we are good to go. See, I'm now leaning back, sat back, relaxed and chilling, getting ready for the Grand Prix to get under full. 27 laps, 5.807 kilometres with 18 turns, 10 to the right and 8 to the left. Who's going to survive here in Suzuka, or will Sector 1 claim so many victims as it has in the past? I wonder how track limits are going to fall out, because we did see a lot of invalidations. So that's certainly something to watch out for. Those nasty 3-second penalties that damage your race dramatically. The collisions are back on, so that ghosting isn't going to happen. Slipstream advantage is going to happen. You may see some spicy overtakes down that main straight into the double right-hander of turns 1 and 2 before you get into that nasty Sector 1 Snakes Pass. Stay away from those curbs, stay off those apexes. If you clip on, it could be the end of you, sending that rear end spinning and you on an all-inclusive holiday to the wall. That's all I can say about that one. Are we readying up? The drivers are starting to ready up. The grid is set. I'm excited for this one. This is certainly going to showcase the talent just with how on edge the track is, just with how fine the limits are with Suzuka. This is where we're going to see who truly has what it takes to win a race, especially under very low grip conditions.
Yeah,
And
well,
I think Paul may have this.
I mean, do you know what? I'm going to put one out there. I'm going to go for Cotello. I'm going to go for Cotello to win, only because I think the Alpines might trip on themselves.
Alpines may trip on themselves. Or Banana fighting against Gatcha. Ooh.
Maybe.
That could be spicy. You know, we have seen it in real life. The Alpines come together and fight each other dramatically. Will we see it here in Off the Line Racing? PC's Tier 1, Season 2 overall for the league. But this is the first season we're running PC only. And we are now trackside while the drivers set up their cars, get the fuel sorted and sort out those strategies. I'm excited now. This is where the energy starts to kick in. Turn 1. Let's just please everybody get through turn 1. If there's a God, I'm praying to it, and I pray that we get through turn 1.
Yeah, we will. We might have a few incidents. The stewards might have a few things to do, but Japan. I mean, Sector 1 tends to be pretty much single file. You can't really go side by side unless you've got such a great run out of the final few corners, and it goes down all the way through turn 1 and turn 2. We are nearly there though. For the 5 red lights out, and for 27 laps of Suzuka.
This is going to be what matters these early rounds. You see, we're only on an 11 calendar season in the PC tier. You see 12 in the crossplay. So again, they've already lost out those much needed points in terms of championship. But Gatcha and the Alpines leading the charge out of round 1 into round 2 in Suzuka. And now we just patiently await and watch the NPCs just clap their hands and stand there. The marshals waiting, all doing the same expression, all doing the same movements. Makes me laugh that. You can point them out a mile off. When one of them claps, about 50 of them clap.
Yeah.
Look at that. There they go. It's like a Mexican way for clapping. Come on, guys. How long does it take to organise your cars to get yourselves ready to go?
Well, they're being respectful. They're allowing everyone to get their times on and setups, fuel. It's, the argument is people don't wait, and then people are moaning that they didn't get time to put it on. So, yeah, I mean, a couple of minutes just to think about it. Do you know what? I don't think we're going to get a safety car here. I think we're going to have 27 laps of pure octane racing.
Well, we can hope for it. And the lights are now lit. We are 3, 4, 5 lights. The lights go out and we are go, 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 go for round 2 here in Suzuka for the PC tier. And Red Devil gets away well, but Banana got a beautiful lunge on his teammate. And Gatcha's under attack from the McLaren of Coletto as well now. Coming round turn 2, he manages to keep it. Bit of a snap on the rear. Has opened the door on the inside there. He switches to the inside. There's contact between the McLarens. Oh, wow.
Mercedes are down at one carbon fibre front wing. And it's all felt by, I think it was all felt. Yeah, he's missing a right end plate coming through the Dunlop chicane.
Oh, Robster!
Oh, Rob lost it coming up through the Dunlop curve. He's okay though. He's still on the track. He has not got any damage. He's just a little bit behind. So Red Devil leads the way coming through the Kobayashi hairpin. A little bit of a slide on the exit.
having a dive there in the hairpin. Sends one on the Haas of Dorbo. Gets through with minor contact, but has opened the door on the outside for Glitched In to have a run as we get through 200R. He's getting the power down. Will he get it before Spoon? Yes, he will. Glitched In is also through, trying to follow the Mercedes, but he runs it wide down. He's off the track. The door's been opened for the Fizz. The Fizz goes through. That was beautiful capitalism there. He says, thank you very much. I'll take that. And now sets his sights on that McLaren ahead.
Yeah, so it's it's had a little bit of action, but it's been well behaved from the 15 drivers. Rob's a couple of seconds behind. The Fizz.
Oh, Dovo side by side.
Oh, keep it easy, boys. It's a hard tyre versus medium. The Fizz going for the hard tyre on the start. Let's have a look on the tyres actually. So 3 drivers on the hard. Gatcha in P4 on the hard. Everybody else on the medium. So Gatcho playing the long game. His race will come to him on the second stint. So watch out. If he can stick with the train, Gatcho's strategy might be the play here.
Yeah, this is going to be huge for that Alpine driver. That's why he had such a terrible start off the line. Everybody around him, medium compounded tyre. They got that grip, they got that launch, and he was immediately under attack off the start. We saw that coming into turns 1, 2, and through Snake. But he sat there in P4 now, not losing DRS, not losing time, well within a striking distance. And if he can play this out, this is optimal. This is massive. This is huge for Gatcha's strategy. Because when they all box for the harder compound tyre and he comes out on those fresh meads, he's going to be an absolute missile in comparison.
Yeah, glitch down 4 positions. So I just wonder if he had a coming together with Orfeld or someone like that. Because, yeah, we know Glitch is a quick driver. So, in fact, Glitch is missing a right end plate.
He has. That must be from that lap 1 incident. He got into contact with his teammate after all that Gatcha drama. Gatcha being slow off the start and everybody trying to pass him outside, inside, outside, inside. He just got into an altercation with his teammate early on.
PW Jones having a look. There we go. Going into turn 1. PW Jones is going past the McLaren of Catello, who must have got a lousy exit. Also, no DRS. Look, P3 is already over a second behind the leaders. So the front 2 have gotten away. This will not be, to be fair, this isn't too bad for Alpine right now because this will ensure that Banana can stick with the leaders. And Gatcho has had a moment.
Oh, yeah, he's had a big moment. He's dropping out almost 3 positions. He's off the track. He's in the gravel. He's going to lose another one. Oh, that was a dangerous rejoin there. Almost collected himself with a V-cab. He's now all the way down in P9. Oh, yeah. That's a stinker there in Degner.
I don't really know what happened there because it was almost like he went into AI or something because his throttle wasn't working and then he was getting overtaken left, right and centre.
Craggy and Julian battling it out. Craggy's through. Craggy from P9 to P6 so far.
Such a strange incident now with Gatcha. And then he didn't, it wasn't exactly the best of rejoins. And then he went wide at Degner too. So yeah, a really strange one.
Oh, Julian's looking for the outside line in 130R. Just can't get it. He's going to go for the late braking. No, he's not. He's still having a look. He's making himself wide in those mirrors of Craggy. Craggy needs to be on his A game here. That V-Carb's on an onslaught assault trying to chase him down. Here comes a Red Bull. Adjaman looking to make it 3 wide. Oh, he's almost in the wall. Oh, my word. That was absolutely insane. Oh, you can't.
Oh, they're getting their elbows out. Glitch, I seen doing a little bit of weaving in the background there, but Julian Prince making some moves. Last week's winner and runner-up, Adjaman 7th. Last week's winner 9th. It is completely turned on its head.
Absolutely, this could be the second race victor or the second different set of podiums. To be fair, complete different change in the podium. We have Red Devil, Banana and Cotello locking out the front three as it stands. So here in lap 4, it's already your championship leaders are dethroned. Almost dethroned.
Yeah, Hako, I mean, P3 last week, P4 this week. Where Gacho is, that'll put him pretty much on similar points. Adjaman the same. So this is going to bring... Yeah, I can't believe we're saying it, but already on round 2, it's going to bring it to like a close three-way battle. Glitch picks up his penalty, his first penalty. That'll be because he's got basically understeer central.
Having that end plate, he's going to struggle like hell.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks you definitely want some downforce. As Hako gets a little bit throttle happy in the Mercedes, coming out of the Casio triangle and loses the back end. Let's go back to P6 though. Julian Prince is all over PW Jones like a fat man on a cupcake.
There he goes. Julian Prince is straight through. Easy with that DRS. Oh, yellow flags.
No, that's Glitch retiring in the pit lane. He's had enough. He's had enough. He picked up damage. Interesting that it may have been against his teammate though. Yeah, he's had enough though for this week. Rob Starr still fighting the good fight. Nadia as well.
Here we go, Adjaman side by side with Craggy. Still side by side, he's getting to Degner. Through Degner 1 and gets the position done.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Fair play to both of them because that's not your usual overtaking spot.
Oh, Craggy!
Inside. Oh, Craggy. It's a little bit far. I think neither one came off worse than the other, so yeah, I had to say. But now,
oh my word,
Gacho's on the attack now, going to Spoon. He's gonna have to back out surely. Oh, these guys do not. I mean, they're excited, aren't they? They want to make some moves here.
Elbows are out. They are not holding back. Gacha is looking to continue leading the drivers' standings into round 2, but with where he's sitting, it's not looking good. So he's on ultra aggression mode here, really trying to send it out, really trying to make the benefit. Those hard tyres just don't have the grip like the mediums do. They're not into play yet, and he's lost out dramatically because of it. If he could have just stayed there in P4, it would have been absolutely massive in terms of racing strategy. But now we come down the back straight. Craggy's closing that door. Gacha still can't get through. He's looking for it. He's really putting the pressure on. Oh, Craggy's having a wobble. Coming out of turn 2, into the snake we go. This is where you need to stay clear of those curbs.
I don't know why, but I'm getting Magnussen vibes, and I'm on board with Craggy. He just doesn't want to give an inch, and he takes them out. You know what I mean? Like he does not want to lose any position. He wants those positions, and Red Devil retook the lead as Banana overtake them on lap 5. Red Devil back in the lead on lap 6. So the front runners, they're going for it, but right now they are getting away from Hako, who's now 1.9 behind.
Oh, Hako not having the race he wanted, but he's still securing another podium. Could it be 2 in a row for the Mercedes driver? You love to see it. Go on, Hako, lad. But Cotello, the new boy on the block, the fresh meat, is chasing him down for his first podium, if not his first victory. If he can just get on the pace and get back with those front runners, it's certainly to play for that McLaren reservist.
Yeah, they've got a Haas going down the outside, on the inside of the Fizz going into 130. I guess they moved on. Can the Fizz come back? The Fizz, he's not had the greatest of starts. However, he is playing the strategy game. You know, when these guys pit, he will take track position. Around here, safety car windows are important, but fresh air is king.
Oh, it certainly is. You know, being out of that slipstream.
Oh, and he's sending it into turn 1. And Allfelt gets a penalty, and the Fizz...
Oh, Allfelt's off!
Oh, Allfelt's off. Yeah, the Fizz sent it into turn 1. Fair play to Dobo. I'm not sure how much league racing he has actually done, but I tell you what, he's getting an education today because, yeah, these guys are really pushing it out there.
Oh, yeah, they're throwing everything out here. This is extremely hard racing here. We're only on round 2. You still have 9 races to go of this. Get yourself down here if you feel like you can be a part of it. Get yourself signed up. Surely there may be a place for you. But as we go on to round 2, certainly a lot of action unfolding. We're only 7 laps in. Still 20 laps to go of this absolute aggressive monstrosity of a race. This has been all out ruthlessness. Everybody elbows out. Not an inch of space given, like you say. Craggy with the Magnussen vibes. Could he be under attack once again from Gatcha? Gatcha's very, very close as we come to 130R. Is he looking for a run down into the final chicane? He's not. He's still too far behind.
It's a complete DRS train all the way from P3 down to P9. You've got Catello who's bottled in. Haku's going to make a move now, going in down the pit straight. Easy move. That is exactly what Haku needs. And to be fair, the McLaren driver...
Craggy's under attack once again. Gatcha around the outside! Oh, my word. That was ballsy, to say the least.
Well, he's got a championship lead. He wants to extend the lead, not fall back. I mean, he's got his championship and nearest rival ahead of him. He's on the better strategy. So although Gatcho, I mean, he's P8 right now. Don't you... Hey, forget this. He is still in the battle for the win right now.
Yeah, his strategy's yet to come into play. Going long on the hard compound tyre. Everybody else on the mediums around him. We can take another quick look at the tyres there. So the only other person, the Fizz, hard compound tyre, just lurking behind Craggy. Well, I said just like 3 seconds behind Craggy. So, would that work? Will the tyres benefit for the Fizz?
Yeah, the Fizz is going to catch these drivers up because they're essentially bottlenecked where, you know, you have to brake a little bit earlier than normal just to give that little space to the car in front, you know, in case they brake heavy or whatever. So by natural having clean air, he will catch up to this pack.
Keeping my eye on Julian Prince, who could be sizing up a move. He is looking for it, just not close enough. Almost had a little lunge there on Cotello. Julian Prince looking to come back at a podium here. He's certainly within striking distance. Red Devil once again exchanging it. Them two just swapping the lead, exchanging the DRS lap after lap. Cotello swapping it out for the final podium position. Julian Prince not close enough yet to get in striking distance.
Yeah, the top two are working well here. They're not really fighting. They're just using the DRS to exchange overtaking. The question is now, we're probably only 2 or 3 laps away from potentially a pit stop because, you know, you'd imagine the undercut will be super strong around here. It's a question of, do you want to box early, get the undercut, or do you go for that one extra lap? Because I don't know how good the hards are on an out lap.
Oh, certainly they're going to be terrible, you know, trying to get that temperature in, especially with them being the harder compound tyre, the harder to warm up in that sense, a lot more difficult to drive on that outlap. So for when, I don't know, for an undercut, it may be on the cards. Who's there's that Gatcha sizing up Adjaman into Spoon. He's got the inside line. He's certainly getting the elbows out. They're still side by side on the exit. This is an ERS battle now, a drag race all the way down to 130R. Is anybody going to back out? Who is going to hit the brakes? Who's got a wife and kids at home? Nobody. Gatcha makes it through.
Yeah, you always favoured the Alpine in that situation. I think Adjaman's just playing it smart there. You know, he knows that he can give it up, fight another day. He will be boxing for early, as Craggy is the first to box from the mediums. So he'll be going to the hard. But a little bit earlier than I expected, but also could benefit him to get out of the traffic, as Gatcha has a loses the back end coming through turn 2 there.
Well, we've seen in the past Craggy pull out masterclass in strategies So maybe this could be the one, like you say, he gets that cleaner. The cleaner is king, like you say. He needs to gain as much time as possible now, not be caught in that traffic. The undercut here is now what he's planning for. But 17 laps? I mean, the hard can do some mighty mileage, but they're not going to feel too good 15 laps in.
Oh, the McLaren's had a moment. That's Catello. He's had a moment, and Haku might be able to jump on this. And he's going up the inside. Yeah, he's going for the inside. One of them's probably going to have to yield, and it is the McLaren who's yielded. Rob Starr has had a spin as Craggy gets past. I wonder if Craggy will get a penalty there because it was yellow flags. But yeah, Catello's lost a lot of momentum on this lap.
He has indeed. He's lost out to Hako there. Now potentially under attack from Julian Prince. He's looking for it once again. Constantly sizing up moves is Julian Prince, but just can't seem to make them stick. He's looking in that chicane, looking to that inside line. He wants to go for it, but just can't seem to be in the right position to do so. Cotello now being the one to watch, who could potentially get past with DRS, does not. It's Gacha who gets past on PW Jones there as we get into turn 1. It's easy with the DRS. Bit of deployment there. PW Jones also the DRS, the slipstream used as that weapon that we remove it from you in qualifying. You've got it here in the race. Julian Prince, pace is coming out now.
To be fair, Julian, I think what he's doing is he's just putting pressure on the car in front, trying to make them make a mistake. It's not really an overtake as such. It's kind of prepping the next sort of corners. This is the lap I think we're going to see the front runners lead, front runners part.
Oh, he's got to run. Julian Prince has got to run. Cotello's had a stinker out of Degner too. He's going around the outside. Can he make it stick?
Oh, he's lost
contact.
He lost the car. It wasn't a deliberate contact. He just lost the car. He lost the back end. So Cotello struggling. He's had a couple of those exits on the corner. This is the lap now where if Red Devil doesn't pit, I expect Banana to chuck it in the pit lane. And if Red Devil does pit, I think we're going to see Banana pit as well. I don't see how they can let one of them go. Let's see what they do.
Still on board with this little battle as it ensues.
Red Devil boxes. So it is lap 11 for Red Devil. Banana stays out. Now he has to deliver the lap of the race. Where will Red Devil come out? I mean, clean air is where he wants to come out.
Gotcha just makes it through on Hako. You see a lot of drivers now jumping in the pit stop. So, Craggy pitted has kick-started the pit stopping procedure. He's now going to cross and get the undercut that he wanted, but it's still yet to play for Craggy. He's still going to jump more positions. He's benefiting now most. He still has some clean air in front of him, but he does have some traffic just behind. He's brought the DRS though, which is good.
Yeah, that's a great stint from Craggy. That's a great pit stop, great few out laps, and yeah, like you say, he's completely jumped all these.
Gets himself back into the top 10, and it's still to play for Craggy. There's some cars ahead yet to box still. Red Devil is the one who will not. He's come out looking for the undercut on his rival ahead, Banana, to try and break what has been that swapping lap after lap of DRS down the pit straight. Both of them comfortable, leading by quite a margin. It is now the Alpines who lock out the 1 and 2. I think Banana, he's got to box this lap. He's got to try and cover that off. Gacha,
yeah,
though, we know is going long.
To be fair to him, he's only a 10th down off his best time. The problem is, the people who have pitted are beating their, their sector
he's going
times.
in, there he is.
So,
Banana's in.
I expect him to come out behind Red Devil, but in front of Craggy. That said, he will have the fresher tyre, but will one lap difference make a difference? I wouldn't believe so.
So this is where it matters. We're on board with Red Devil to see what kind of gap he's going to produce here. Coming down the pit straight now, crossing the line to start lap 13. Where's it going to put him?
It is.
Oh my God.
It's close.
It's close. Very close. Oh, wow, he's just...
It's close, but he's got to get those tyres up to temperature. And there is a Ferrari just ahead. So I can tell you now, Banana wants Red Devil to be catching up this Ferrari because he will hold him. We got a yellow flag in sector 1. That is a spinning... Julian Prince, who's had a moment. on turn 2. He's got no front wing. He's going to be returning to the pit lane. This could be a retirement. He's got to be careful. There's a car coming from behind. Yeah, nicely gets out of the way. Yeah, I'd imagine he's just got on the curb at turn 1 and he's lost it. And
what I've got to say is Red Devil has not gapped Banana like I expected him to, although Red Devil has not quite fully caught that Ferrari ahead. Banana is right on that rear diffuser. He's not letting that V-carb go anywhere. Red Devil and Banana fighting it out once again after the pit stops have been complete. So this is it, all the way to the end, unless something drastic happens.
well, it could, something drastically could happen. I mean, it only takes a virtual safety car now for Gatcha to stick on the mediums, and he's right there with them. But yeah, like you say, the undercut didn't really work for Red Devil, so he must have had a bit of a smelly one, and Banana had a good in-lap. So there we are, as Red Devil does get past, and so does Banana. So job done for the top 2, and the Fizz is next for Red Devil.
Oh, we have a 2-wide battle coming into the snake there. We see Hako, Adjaman side by side, but Hako will keep that position. Adjaman not getting past today. Craggy, though, was the one who benefited there. Got that Red Bull off his tail. Managed to get past Hako. Now separates him with the car. We saw not 2 laps ago when Adjaman came out. He was right on the tail of Craggy.
You can see it. Hako's struggling for tyre time because he's just come out the pit lane. Adjaman desperate to make that move as he's got the advantage. Catello down in 9th, not really had the best of races. It's shown pace. They just need to be careful of the braking zone. They've shown pace, each and every single one of them, but just had a little bit of moments, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. It only takes one moment. So you can't win the race on lap 1, but you can certainly end it in 1. That's the way it goes.
I'm pretty sure you just butchered that quote, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I did butcher it.
I do understand what you're saying. So Banana is right on the back of Red Devil. This is a real intriguing battle here.
So Banana only has 1 lap fresher tyres over Red Devil, although it could be the difference. What made the difference is Red Devil didn't get the undercut he wanted, and Banana is still in the fight, still there lurking, and is now overtook for what is technically net P1. Gatcha's still going long, yet to box with the Fizz, but that gap is now starting to drop as Banana and Red Devil benefit with those fresh, hard compound tyre. So the gap he's bridged, it's now starting to fall away.
Yeah, here's the question though: if you're Banana, would you sort of sacrifice your own race and think about the team game? Because if he holds up Red Devil, that brings Gatcha right back into it.
I mean, he could do. He could try and play the team game in terms of standings, but Banana's got eyes on victory. He could win this race. Now,
yeah, I think you're right.
Do we prioritise your teammate who's only won 1? Or do you get yourself 1 and make yourself what could be the priority driver?
Yeah, I think it's probably too early to be playing team games at this stage. But like, if this is maybe in 4 or 5 rounds, it may have entered his his mind. But right now, like you say, he's thinking about 25 points and the victory.
Absolutely, yeah.
It could happen. It could happen. Who knows?
Oh, Catello looking for that open door on Adjaman. Is it going to happen? No, it is not. Red Devil and Banana swapping positions once again. There's Craggy, makes a move on Hako for P5. Catello goes around on Adjaman. He's just not close enough to get on Hako as well just yet, but will take P7 away. Adjaman, P2 last round out. He's struggling out here. P8 as it stands.
It's weird because it looks in certain places on the track he's stronger than all 3 in front of him, but then at other places he looks weak. Like Dan Straight, he looked like he had no pace then. Catello just blew past him.
Could be a difference in setups there. Maybe he's running higher downforce here, so he's quicker in corners, but just no straight line speed.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, around here, I'd want the downforce, but I mean, you still have to get past people. This is probably why he he needed a good quali because, with a good quali, you sort of keep these drivers going through the corners. Being in a train, it's so hard.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a disconnect from Rob, but he's got himself back in.
Look at Craggy. Craggy's made a hell of a strategy call. Gatcha's in the pit lane. He'll be boxing for mediums. Now, where does he come out? This is crucial. Can he get out of head of PW Jones? Because if he can, then it's game on, I think.
Well, there go your net race leaders, Red Devil, to re-inherit that P1. Gatcha coming down the pit lane now, but coming down the straight is the Fizz. Passes him. Craggy passes. Craggy gonna pass him? Oh, that's close.
Oh, the McLaren, the Mercedes.
Oh my word.
I tell you what, Gatcho is in a great place now.
Absolutely, that is fantastic for Gatcho. We were expecting him down there P8, P9 at best, but he's there in P4. He's well within striking distance now. He just needs to dispatch of Craggy, get that clean air, make the benefit of those medium compounder tyre. He's looking for the open door. Look at the grip he's got. Straight away.
Oh, he needs to be careful. Rob starts retiring in the pit. He needs to be careful. He's got the tyre advantage. He doesn't need to be making contact. Yeah, okay, he's getting held up now, but do it sensibly.
Come on, now you need to make the most of it. Get the traction down. You've got the better tyre. You need to get past that Aston Martin and do it now. There it goes. Look at the grip advantage. Look at the speed he's getting. The traction done and dusted. We're getting to Spoon. Now he has that clean air. Now he can get the pressure on and try and push once again to catch those front runners. God, Gatcha is not out of this yet. He's had a master hard stint. This could have been the strategy call all along. Only 9 seconds to break in 10 laps.
I think he's going to get caught down the back straight though, because although he's got that tyre advantage, I mean, how much ERS did he burn on that lap to get past?
Well, here we go. This is where it's going to matter. Craggy, he's well within striking distance, well able to get past once again with DRS. But is that McLaren? He goes defensive. He's trying to defend. He slams that door closed.
Oh, it was a little aggressive, but we love that. Oh, it's Craggy's had a screen freeze.
Oh, yeah, he has. He's had a screen freeze.
He's had a screen freeze. He's dropped. He's just gone from P4 to P6. Oh, you couldn't write it. What a strategy by the game.
Well, that's really fumbled Craggy a little bit, but he's not out of it yet. He's still within DRS. It could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. But now Gatcha almost breaking that DRS to Cortello and drops time now. Starts to make a dent in that 9 seconds he needs to break. He's now 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be huge for the constructor. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't see Gatcha closing 8 seconds in 9 laps. I just think it's too much to do, but he can certainly, if the top two start to fight, then it's anyone's, because Gatcha will bring these drivers along with him as well.
Well, there goes the DRS for Cortello. Oh no, he's burning the battery.
He was ninth. He was ninth just a couple of laps ago.
Yeah, again, certainly making positions, doing very, very well under strategy, and those hard combat tyres certainly working for the McLaren reserve driver. But it's not without his struggles. He's certainly been under attack. And Hako lurking behind there. Again, on the podium last time out, but he's still going to get a strong points finish if he can continue the way he's going.
Yeah, Craggy's retired in the pit lane. I'm not really sure why. He was up in 6th. But...
Oh, I think the screen freeze. Adjaman retiring in the pits as well. Oh, no. So everybody's going to get a point. Lovely stuff.
Well, they will if they complete 90%. It's, there we go. Well, we're down to 9. It is what it is.
9 to go with 19 laps completed.
Yeah, absolutely. Red Devil in P2.
Just keeping my eye on this battle in front, because if you look at the time there, Gatcha, 7.4 and dropping.
Yeah, but he's only gained 7 tenths in a lap. He needs to be doing more like 1.2.
Yeah, he needs to be absolutely on there. These needs to be the laps of his life. He needs to be absolutely flying, an absolute missile here. But he's just not coming.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. But I think unless he asks for a favour from his teammate, which Yeah, I don't see it happening because if Gatcha catches up, you'd imagine he'll be the one to win. But this is fine. P3. I mean, with his championship, P2 last week out of the race, he will extend his championship lead.
Yeah, so he will extend it. It's good. It's where he needs to be. His rival currently not there. He's retired. He wasn't getting the race that he was hoping for. Gatcha taking fastest lap as well. So we'll snag that extra point.
I tell you what, Haku, he's driving well, isn't he? I mean, he drove well last week. He drove well. Well, he's driving well tonight. He seems to. I don't know if it's a case of because he does race on the Tuesday as well. Is it a case of him just acclimatizing himself to the track and knowing what to do? Because I mean, saying that, this was a completely different race yesterday because yesterday it was dry to wet. Wet to dry.
Well, it's certainly to come. I mean, the wet to dry, he drives well when he needs to, but I think it's other people that collects him in incidents, maybe. Because Hako's certainly a driver with talent who can produce some good races. He's been on the podium last week. Does he drive in the crossplay? I can't remember.
He drives in the crossplay.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done too much on there, but
he can certainly produce when he needs to. So here on the PC side, he's certainly producing what he needs to do to get good points for himself and the team. So you got the podium. He's looking to chase down a podium, but Gatcha's strategy has just left him in the dust. 3 seconds now. Clear. His fight with Cotello, the new driver, the fresh meat on the block, who's again was P9 just a couple of laps ago, is driving very, very well to get a decent points finish here.
Yeah, just going back to the whole Hako thing though, it could be just feel like I know, speaking from previous experience, having raced in PSGL, when I've gone from crossplay to Steam only and I've turned crossplay off, it just brings a whole different feel to the wheel, and it was only then that I felt actually comfortable with what I was doing. So that could also be a factor. I'm sure Hako will play that down, but it does affect people in different ways.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's all you've really got, aren't you? In terms of sim racing, you've only got your visual cues and what you've got in your wheel. And for example, if you're on Fanatec or you've got some form of direct drive, it becomes essential, vital to have that feedback, to have that feeling in the wheel, to know exactly what the car is doing when you're sending it around these fast corners. So crossplay off, having that extra feeling, making it a bit stronger, certainly can improve your pace and make your drive a lot better, help you with those unnecessary needing to take avoiding action, should I say.
Yeah, it's been a good lap from Banana. He got away initially, but it does look like Devil's got more straight lines. Certainly heading up towards 130R, there are a lot more more straight line. Because it was 6/10 going up through Spoon from Banana to the Red Devil, and then he's just blitzed past. So don't be surprised to see Banana be all over the back of Red Devil here. DRS, who's going to be... I mean, realistically, Corey, you want to be P2, don't you?
Yeah.
Crossing over towards lap 27.
Yeah, the penultimate lap, you want to be P2, just biding your time. Because when you come across the line, you get the DRS, and you start lap 27 with that one and only aid of DRS, might I add, on this circuit. So when you're ahead, it's just a defence game. And with Red Devil straight line speed, you pointed it out as we go into 130R, it's going to make it very difficult for Banana to try and catch that. So for Red Devil, P2 is the place to be, especially on the penultimate lap.
Yeah, well, this is about the only battle now. I mean, Haku's got a battle with Cotello, but he's got a penalty against him. Of course, he could potentially get a warning and penalty removed, but...
Cotello's dropped the DRS, though, unless he can fight his way back in. He's trying to.
There you go, Banana is all over the back. That slipstream from Spoon Corner down towards the Casio, so powerful.
Oh, the straight line speed.
Yeah, but again, we're going to see another change for the lead. I don't know how many times these drivers have swapped positions, but it's got to be 12 to 13 times.
Easy, we're seeing it every lap now. They're just DRSing away. That gap to Gatcha is never going to close when they're just doing things like this. Like you say, one driver getting ahead, aided with the DRS, and they're just lurking behind, and then they use a slipstream out of Spoon down to 130R, gaining that extra speed, and then you've got the DRS again, swapping positions again. It's just gaining more and more speed, whereas Gatcha isn't even aided with DRS, doesn't have anything but clean air. And the front two runners certainly doing very well to manage that too. You see Gatcha on that opposite strategy. That could have been the strategy to win the race. It's just not played out like he wanted to. But again, podium, it's good enough.
Well, I think it was the strategy. The only problem is he had that little semi-spin, didn't he? He went off at Degner 2 as well. I mean, he must have lost 2 seconds there. If he doesn't lose that 2 seconds, he comes out ahead of Craggy. He doesn't have to bin all that ERS, and he's got clean road ahead. So I think that mistake has cost him a potential win here tonight.
Yeah, it's something he can think back on. You know, the drivers do make these mistakes, but a podium finish, he's going to be happy with that, certainly. You know, he's extending the championship lead, he's not losing out. We shall see a new race winner. It will be his teammate. His teammate, though, only has 8 points at the minute on the board, so we'll not outscore him yet, but we'll certainly get himself up there. Red Devil to cross once again, exchanging that DRS, swapping over. So, if they do it one more time, put Banana on 25, then Red Devil on 26. So this could work out. This is all for Banana now to try and get the track position. He has the track position at the minute for that end game, for that final aid of DRS to take P1 away and defend throughout the final part of the lap. But it wouldn't surprise me if we see that. If we see Banana P2 on 26 and into 27, but then for Red Devil to use that slipstream in 130R and get past, that's where I think it may happen.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the result, this is how you manage a race. This is how you manage a race and fight for the win, because you don't need to be fighting right now. It's not. The only thing it's going to do is bring traffic towards you, and they both know that. They're both experienced drivers. Both have raced in plenty of leagues. Banana is closing up, as you can see. That slipstream, I tell you what, it really does favour you to be second. And if it stays like this in 2 laps' time, Banana is probably going to be the one on for the win.
It's certainly looking that way and doing it for the Alpines where it's much needed. But the new kid, Red Devil, fresh on the block, certainly coming to show who he is and what he's made of.
Yeah, I think regardless, I think both of them will say I think they would have enjoyed this little battle they've had, because it's been pretty much since the start of the race, it must be said.
It has. It's been lap after lap. Just these front two at it. Even pit strategies, racing each other out of the pits. Like it's literally Banana versus Red Devil, Alpine versus VCAR. That's what Suzuka's turned into. It's been all race. They've gapped the field. I mean, not even Gatcha can gain, and he's on the better compound tyre. He's 4.5 seconds behind, so he has gained some, just not enough, nowhere near enough to get himself up there. You'd expect him to be closer, but of course, like you say, he had that moment, he had that issue. Got himself dropping down into P9 and collected in the gravel, lost all the time. So for now, early rounds, P3, it's good points, and I'm sure he'll still be happy with that. His teammate, certainly the smiles are out for him. He's had an absolute killer race. He would have been loving every second of this.
Yeah, I mean, Gatta is only 4.2 behind. 2.5 laps to go. It's come down about 3.5 seconds since he's boxed, which was, 6 laps ago. So, yeah, I mean, pace just hasn't been there on that tyre. The hard tyre is the race tyre to be on around here, it looks like.
Yeah, it's medium hard seems to be the one to work for. It would have worked, though. We can't fault that for Gatcha. It would have worked.
Oh, for sure.
He had that moment. He had that moment. He got himself in an unfortunate situation. And for now, the strategy to be was the medium hard, as you can see with Banana and Red Devil. So this is it, the penultimate lap, and Red Devil does have that track position. P2, where you want to be. So now Banana needs to manage that deployment, manage that battery, recharge it to the maximum. You are going to need it to defend. If you can keep Red Devil behind you, going down that pit straight, although it will be very difficult. You know, we've seen how much of an advantage Banana has in the turns, in the corners compared to Red Devil. Red Devil seems to have that straight line speed. This is going to get spicy. This is going to get spicy.
It is, and also Haku's got a little bit. He's also battling with Gutello for P5. I mean, that's Denmark versus Finland right there. So a little bit of bragging rights there, and for P4. But let's see what Red Devil can do against Banana. They've both driven exquisitely. Both of them deserve the win, you could say, but only one can win. Who's it going to be? Alpine or VCarb? Corey, take it away, because this is going down through to turn 2, I feel.
It certainly will be, and now we approach the Cassia Triangle for the second to last time. Oh no, Devil's had a big moment, that could be it! That will be it! He's not going to catch now. He's just fumbled all chance he had. Before we got to that DRS straight, you see his rear wings open, but it makes absolutely no difference. A second has been broken. Banana is clear. Just as we got into the Cassia Triangle, he just a bit too friendly with a throttle, spun up his rear tyres and just got all squirrely, all wobbly, all shaky, and has cost himself the chance of victory just when he had the track position. Banana leading away, pulling away now. You see the gap extending. He could just get it better through the corners over Red Devil. And I think that is just it and over. Unless Banana does something absolutely disastrous here now in this hairpin, that will be it. Your one final chance, Red Devil, and it's been taken from you. Once again, we see an Alpine on that top spot, coming down 200R now. Whoa, that's so unfortunate. I have no words for Red Devil. He's going to be kicking himself. PW Jones picks up 3 seconds there, but will not lose anything out. Although he might do. The Fizz, 4.4 seconds behind. No, he will not lose out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he made a mistake, but I think he'll be happy with his general pace. I know he hasn't competed in competition for quite some time. I mean, he's had a hell of a good lap here, but Banana, I think, just making sure that he's going to go across the line. No spins, no errors, get the job done. It's a victory for Banana. Red Devil picks up the fastest lap, just showing you that he had the pace. Gacho, in the end, didn't really make an impression. Will pick up the final podium position. Hako, another solid drive, P4, fair play to him. Catello on his debut, P5. I think that's a solid performance. We didn't get the safety car like I said. So yeah.
Oh, Jones!
Did he run out of fuel?
He just ran out of fuel towards the line.
He ran out of fuel. He ran out of fuel, and it's cost him a position.
Oh, he ran out coming through Cassia Triangle there. Oh, no, he's just dropped it to the Fizz. The Fizz just gets that. But that will be your race done and dusted. Nadia, the last across the line, so far behind.
And let's just say, well done to Nadia for continuing, because he's had a bit of a lonely race. Stuck it out, and he's going to get a couple of points for his trouble.
Absolutely. Well, we've had a very eventful Suzuka GP. We saw some nice battles in the first stint, that was to say the least. Oh my god, the elbows were certainly thrown out. People were coming swinging. Mike Tyson style rounds. I mean, you saw Adjaman almost in the wall. You saw how close he was from contact and the wall. It was left, right, left, right, left, right, trying to keep the car going straight. Coming down that pit straight, that was one of the sights of the race. Probably moment of the race for me, that. You know, when they were 3 wide coming down the straight and how close he was from glitched on the wall. My word. But Banana takes victory, and that'll be your second different race victor as we finish off round 2. Red Devil P2. Gacha, your championship leader, will further extend that championship lead with another 15 points under his belt. And his teammate should just come sliding up behind him in P2 if my mathematics are correct. Hako, solid finish there. Got himself in P4. Cotello, the Fizz, PW Jones, Dobbo, and Trinadia doing our race finishers. Adjaman, Craggy, Robstar, Julian Prince, Orfelt, and Glitched Hen to not finish. And will not, Adjaman, unfortunately, won't pick up that points because he did not finish 90%. He retired around lap 17, I believe.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but what can I say? 5 races we've had across PC and crossplay, and we've had 5 different winners. That just says it all.
No, gentlemen. If you want yourselves an interview, get yourself in the waiting room, and you shall be dragged.
Yeah, well, you can ask them if you contest the podium. I'm not sure Red Devil will because he's sort of at work, but not really at work. But yeah, for Suzuka, that wasn't too bad.
No, that was decent. That was quite impressive. I was excited for that one. Oh, it got a bit loud in certain areas. I like it when I can express the energy. Like, I love seeing this when they go hard and the wheel to wheel and it's clean and it's nice and nobody crashes. It is beautiful to see. I think we have the race victor. We do, and we do have Red Devil. So we do have 1 and 2. Let's just wait to see if we get P3. Which is Gatcha. If Gatcha joins us, and he will. So we do have a full course of interviews for you. And starting off, we're P3. Your championship leader, further extending that championship lead, it's Gatcha. How are we doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, thanks.
How were you feeling after that one? How was you feeling in qualifying? You know, so certainly it wasn't looking too good, but in the race, you come out with a master strategy and potentially got back into it. Couple of moments, though. Couple of moments. How was you qualifying?
Qualifying didn't went as I expected. Didn't practice too much, so yeah, a bit off the pace, but still, the P2 was fine.
Yeah, a little bit off the pace, but the race. Well, your strategy, have you been practicing that one, or was that just a Hail Mary?
So the strategy I got from my team, they gave it to me. So I tried it out in the practice, and then in race, I think it went pretty good with the strategy. Just that I got a moment, I think it was lap 2, so I dropped, I think 6 places or something.
Yeah, you had that moment. We did see that early on. You were Degner 1, you was a little bit squirrely, and then as you came through Degner, coming towards Degner 2, you were in the gravel, and then had to collect yourself back up. You lost 6 positions, fell all the way down to P9. But your strategy certainly brought you back. If you hadn't had that moment, though, we reckon you would have been right there for that victory, right there in that fight. Your strategy was on point and could have worked to perfection. But that unfortunate moment cost you some much needed time. However, still on the podium, it's a good result, and you do extend your championship lead as it stands.
Yeah.
So it's a good P3 podium finish. Pass you on to Ricky for anything.
Yeah, your strategy looked like the one. I mean, effectively that is a strategy to be on, isn't it? With if there's no safety car, well, I think with safety car, the medium hard's probably the one. But was your mistake? For me, that was the difference between you fighting for the win and P3. Is that a fair reflection? Because when you pit, you were behind Kragan. I felt like you had to burn a lot of ERS just to get past, and then by that point you've already sort of run your race, if you know what I mean. Like it's hard to rejuvenate ERS around here.
Yeah. So I think that when I dropped back on lap 3 in the Degna, my race was over because I was, I think, 5 seconds off the lead group, and then I had to fight Craggy to get in front of him. Then it was too late, and then the mistake in one turn on the last lap. I think I lost 2 seconds, so that ruined my chance of winning.
Yeah, but still, like say a P3, it's
it's okay.
Say if today wasn't your day and you're still getting a podium, that's got the job done. So well done to that. To you, another day, another podium.
Lovely stuff. We hope to see you up here once again in the later rounds as we get ourselves ready for a nice week off. So there's a break next week, just to remind you. You have no race next week. You'll be back the week after on the 20th for round 3. So get yourself some much needed rest and get yourself prepared for the next chance at victory. Or if not, a next chance at the podium. Try and extend that championship lead. But congrats, mate.
Thank you.
On to P2, Red Devil. You were looking so good to take that victory though, but just at a moment out the final corner. It's so unfortunate. However, that pole position, absolute domination is the only thing that can be put on it. 4 under 4.5 times, just under 4.5 times clear of the rest of the pack. That was a beautiful lap. You're feeling very strong then and very confident coming into Suzuka. It's one of the first things I want to ask you.
Not really, because yeah, it's a very bumpy track. I haven't driven in like a month, so to come back and race Suzuka was, not what I would have wanted. But yeah, I think I just did a few laps in, just get a feel of the track, and yeah, it was a good lap, I think, in quali. I don't think I made a mistake, at least from my perspective. So yeah, I think it was a really good one.
No, it was. It was a good race, and the actual race itself, battling out with Banana all race long, that was certainly something to watch. Just kept exchanging DRS lap after lap, and we was enjoying watching it. How was you enjoying that battle? Did you enjoy that fighting lap after lap? Were you a bit surprised actually about the pace, or anything catch you off guard?
Not really. I mean, he's a quick driver. So yeah, we just, I think we broke off from the pack, P3, very early on, maybe like lap 5 or something, lap 6, I guess. And then, yeah, we were just kind of exchanging DRS. I thought I could pit early and get an undercut on him, but I made a mistake on turn 2, I think, and then on the hairpin again. So it wasn't the ideal outlap that I would have wanted, but yeah, all in all, I think I don't think I could have been pretty unhappy. I tried to make that. I tried to set up the final overtake. I think we were just exchanging DRS, like you said, but in the last few laps, I didn't. I backed off, and I was just waiting for my moment on the final lap. But yeah, coming out of the Casio Triangle, I just lost it a little bit. I was surprised that I could even get the fastest lap in the last lap. So yeah, I thought I had the pace to do it. I think I would have done it, but yeah, mistakes. You know, it cost the win. But yeah, you have to be. You shouldn't be making mistakes to get wins. So yeah, I guess P2 is the best I could do today.
Well, P2, still a good result. You were certainly within that fight, and I was sort of rooting for you on that last lap, but we saw the mistake happen. It happens, but still a good result for your first round in here. Certainly looking to push on for what could be a victory next time out. But again, we've got a holiday next week, so nice little breather. Get yourself nice and recharged for the next round. But congrats,
Thanks,
mate.
mate.
Good P2. I'll pass you on to Rick.
Yeah, hi. Congrats on the PT, mate. A great drive, a great, awesome quality lap. It did look. I was surprised when Banana came out just behind you. Did you have any issues with the tire attempts coming out of the pit lane, or was it just simply you hadn't learnt the tire yet? Was that the difference between the win today? Because I'm pretty sure you could have been a couple of seconds up the road, and at that
Yeah,
point, I think you probably got the win.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of the two, I want to say. Like I said, coming out of turn 2, I had a big snap. And I guess that you can put that down to, not having tire temps. But I guess I was a little bit throttle happy as well. You wouldn't want to do that right off, right on your outlap on the first turn. So yeah, I think it was like a combination. I should have taken it easy a little bit in the first few corners, and then started to push later on in the lap. I had good amount of ERS. I charged on my in lap, so I think I was like 80 or 90. So I should have gotten the job done, like I said, but I think I lost like half a tenth, something like over half a tenth maybe. Again, on the hairpin as well, I got a little loose as well on the exit. So yeah, I think you can put it down to mistake plus tire temps not being up there.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. That's yeah, a good explanation. But like I say, Mexico next, couple of weeks, or maybe it's a little bit closer to home for you, so maybe one that you can get the top stuff. But I think P2 is a very solid start, considering you haven't raced for over a month or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, P2 is not bad. Good quality lap, so I'll take that.
Yeah, yeah, well done, mate.
Beautiful stuff for our P2 podium sitter there. And now we set sights on the race victor. First race win of the season. Could be more to come. It is Banana, the driver you've seen all night long. Exchanged the DRS with Red Devil and then had the one. And then had the benefit to get a bit of an easy victory and save that last minute defeat or last minute attack from Red Devil. Bit of a moment there. Certainly it would have been a relief to you. But again, how was your qualifying, Banana? You was just shy of getting up there, but you were P3, I think, in qualifying. So with your teammate looking very strong already, the Alpines certainly a team to beat.
Yeah, qualifying didn't really go my way. Yeah, of course, Devil putting in a really good lap with a 27.0. So yeah, I was pretty happy with P3 for my standards, but yeah, to stay with him in the race was a surprise.
Well, yeah, getting yourself in the fight. You certainly had the pace. You were bringing the fight right to Red Devil. Was that a nice little fight for you in the race?
Yeah, definitely. Just swapping DRS. At one point, I thought my teammate would catch us, but yeah, I think he made some mistakes as well, so he lost a little bit of time, which yeah, made it pretty hard for him to catch up. And I think just efficient swapping with Devil really, yeah, really made us get away. Also with the lucky escape at the beginning, which I think because of the fighting behind, we really got away early, which really, yeah, is the reason why one of us won today.
Yeah, that was beautiful to see. A lot of exchanging DRS, so not too much fighting going on, just safe and controlled passing. You didn't want to cost yourself any time, not with victory on hand. So what your thought process, we had a little thought, you know, with your teammate leading the standings, would you have played a team game in this if it certainly came into pass, or is that for later stages, depending on...
Yeah, for later stages.
Yeah,
I haven't even
absolutely.
talked to my teammate yet, so we'll get that sorted out, and yeah, we'll see. Right now, the constructors is well locked up at the moment, so we'll see how it goes.
So, like Piastri says straight away, no friends, only enemies, as it goes in the opening rounds. We love to see it. It's a great victory for yourself and get your first victory of the season. Hopefully we see you up here again, because that was a very good display of racecraft between you and Red Devil. Both of you just keeping it easy, keeping it clean, and not putting yourselves under too much stress. Very controlled and dominated race, to say the least. So congrats. Anything from
Thank
you,
you.
Ricky lad?
Not much. Just is this the redemption from last week?
Well, yeah, definitely. Last week it didn't really go my way with skating off in like lap 2 or 3 or something, and just trying to find my way back. So yeah, it's happy. I'm happy to be at the top step of the podium, and I'm looking forward to Mexico and trying to recreate this outcome.
Yeah, no, a great win, great drive, great win, and yeah, you've got a break now. Mexico next. Is that a track that we can expect to see you up there, or is that another?
Maybe. I don't think so, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. That's about it for me, Corey. So
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, just dealing with some little squabbling in the Discord from some altercations early on, but nevertheless, we are done and dusted. That is all for today. But if you've enjoyed the race in action, be sure to get yourself in that Discord, get yourself signed up. You never would know where you may be. We have console, crossplay, PC tier. If you don't like crossplay, we have it turned off, as you have seen tonight. Things have been interesting and spicy here in round 2. But if you want to see some more action, same place, same time, not next week, the week after, as we have a nice little relaxing holiday. Much needed for the admins, much needed for the drivers. Although we've only just started the season, a lot of work goes into it, so we appreciate these little weeks off, to say the least. But nevertheless, that is all, and we shall see you in 2 weeks' time.